This might throw some of y'all off. Okay, I'm just pre-warning you. I want you to pay attention when I say this. I just feel like when I think about religion and certain things, I feel like if I had to imagine God as a person, that we are just the thing in the middle of a very quick moment that for us, it's just lasting a very long time. And that quick moment for God is just us living our life in details. Like, I remember a long time ago when I watched this movie, y'all are familiar with this, it's called The Craft. And when the main character, well, the two main characters, the one was the main witch, and the other one was the good witch, the dark witch and the good witch. She was trying to explain to them, to the new girl, what they believed in. And she, I think, referenced who they worshipped at the time, called Manon. And the way she described it was, she said, if God and the devil were playing chess, then the board would be considered Manon, what they play on, the field that they play on. And that's what their belief and all of their power came from: the earth, the air, the fire, the water. I talked to my mom about this way before she passed. I said, and ever since I was little, I'm definitely one of them people that used to stand in a corner and talk to God about everything, because everything drove me nuts when I was little. I've been a senior citizen. I think now I'm living my younger years as I get older, because I've been a senior citizen since I was little. But earth, air, fire, and water are not the only elements that exist. There are so many limits built around how we believe things, and people won't believe it until they start to hear it. And then when you start hearing it, you still don't understand it because it disrupts everything you already believe. Without ether, there would be no space for earth, air, fire, or water to occupy. Do you understand? There would be no space to put it in. There had to be space, etherical space first. Make sense? Like earth, air, fire, and water did not create space. Do you understand? Okay. Talk about a body of water. I'm not doing this today. I'm going to do that on another video because, oh my God, that was about to go way down a rabbit hole. So you need ether. That's space. But actually, ether is the main element. Hello? I'm telling you, you watched the movie, The Fifth Element. I used to watch the movie all the time. The Fifth Element, how they posed it in that movie, is the human, when really 6 is the number of the man. So it's ether, earth, air, fire, water, man. It's a reason why none of this is told in order. It's the reason why all of it is all over the place. It's the reason why people will argue my point with other people and never say anything to me. It's the reason for all of it. And I just wonder if people will stop and think instead of argue. It's really nothing to argue about. It's nothing to argue about. Good night. It's like the real point, the real solace in brainstorming is not so one person's point can matter more than the next. Humans are taught to compete. It's so that the points can merge and you can understand where to put yours, where to put theirs, where this can fit here, this can fit there, because nothing is invalid. Nothing. It may not be personally valid for you, but if you're talking about the concept of all creation, because all we are creations that continue to create. So we're a tunnel and a funnel inside of another tunnel that funnels, and inside another tunnel that funnels, and it's like the lamb chop. Like, say for instance, God opened a Ziploc bag to get a pretzel out. We were the thing in between the two pieces that sealed the Ziploc bag. Like existence, like that. Like that is how sometimes when I sit here and think, what is the point of all of this? Where did we come from? What are you talking about? All these galaxies, and we only know of the ones that we have access to. We're not, listen, even the ones in the physical we can't access, because once you go out so far, you can't breathe. It's too cold. It's too this. It's too, and who knows what else it is? Because we only know what they tell us. Who freaking knows? Does this not drop? Am I the only person? I don't even care if y'all think about it or not. But because it only takes one. I don't care. Like, what if God has siblings? And his name is God, and the other one's name is something else, and his sister's name is this, and his other brother's name is that, and blah, 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 blah. And what if they were just talking about something in another language that just happened to be us, and we don't even know what that language is because they're from a different expanse, and they farted us out, or God farted us out, or pulled us out of a Ziploc bag? You get where I'm going. I don't need to. Anyway, it's like we were one of God's divine thoughts, right? And what if God has siblings, right? But you know how you hear people talk about thought forms and how thought forms bring things to life. When I was younger, I used to think of the most intrusive things. Even as an adult, I do sometimes. And I said to myself when I was little, well, if I'm thinking it here, then it's alive somewhere there. And I never knew where there was, but I always said it to myself. And based on whatever religious upbringing you come on this earth born into, you'll be around adults that will have you speak against the very thing that come from your untainted mind as a baby. They impose their way of thinking, and sometimes that can divert that stardusty mind that you come here born with. It's really a superpower, and they dilute the power every single time. You know, you sit here waiting for miracles all the time. You got them right in your back pocket and in your face amongst your friends and family, but you discourage certain conversations. You don't want to talk about this and that because you're too scared to sound weird. Nobody really gives a shit at the end of the day. If you sound that weird, really what they going to do is probably go home and think about what you said and try to put some truth towards it, because that's what humans love to do. They love to find the truth. Even liars look for the truth, so please. And that'll be probably after they talk about you in the group chat or laugh online. That was Chi Chi. She's trying to get her life together. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk about it instead of talk to you. They'll talk about you. But it'll be such an interesting thought that it'll start itching their brain, and then they're going to have their own thoughts about it. And because they laughed and were negative and couldn't come to their own conclusion, they'll keep revisiting yours to see how that one made sense until their mind opens up. This is how all this shit works. Most of the people who talk trash about you don't double tap your posts because they talk trash about you. And a week after you say what you said, then they understand. But the people that they talk shit with, they can't witness you double tap. Can't do that. Can't throw too much shade in the shade room. The more important thing, has anyone seen my husband? Anywhere you seen him? Because I haven't. I don't know who he is. I don't know where he is. But